When I was little. Wait, now where was I? When I was little, other kids wanted to play with dolls, some others preferred cars. But me? I wanted to conquer another empire's lands and develop my empire's economy. But as you might expect, it wasn't possible, at least not yet. Instead, I got Elder Scrolls Skyrim. One thing that stuck with me was the sword fighting. I realized I wanted to play games with melee combat, but most I knew were, well, not what I was expecting, except for my dreams of conquering with mount and blade. Go give it a try. Then, they just gave Chivalry 2 for free on the Epic Store.
Eliminate the enemy team!
Chivalry 2 is a melee brawler objective-based FPS. In English, that means that there's a team objective, and chaos and bloodshed along the way. As modern games do nowadays, there are classes. Lots of them actually, too many. Knight, Footman, Vanguard, and Archer.
This guy stinks!
Well, normal, Knight, Heavy Knight, Shell, and Knight who will commit arson, prob not holy. Footman, Foot, has a stick guy, man with the hands, and a college degree kid with sledgehammer, who likes bloodshed. Next, there is Vanguard. Any of its versions wants the blood of its enemies, even the Wolverine one. But only one has the Highlander sword, the big swat. And Archer, we don't talk about Archer here. We came here to bonk with sticks, not play prehistorical COD. All these classes have special skills. Knight has a horn, flag, and arson. Footman is box. Vanguard has arson, and horn, and box, one of each you may say. And Archer has the ability to annoy the whole server after landing one shot. Aside from the classes, the 40-player game mode introduces Force. Side note, not as fun as either Battlefield 1 or Mount and Blade, but good try. You could say that the maps also play a huge role in this. From having catapults to ballistas, rivers to bridges, and throwing furniture and stuff on T-map. They greatly affect how the game is played and add an element of organization and big bonk from each team. Even if it can, sometimes, make the objectives unfair for some by giving a huge tactical advantage. But that's not history. Am I right? There are a lot of great features, such as the game being casual but good. Pro players can be taken down by people that are in the first match if they gang up or just get lucky. Unlike games like Mordhau, where the player's game learning curve is too huge to make it fair for casual playing. The weapons are well balanced. It's weird to find one that makes the battle unfair, and even these have workarounds. There is a battle pass, but is not FOMO-inducing. You can complete it anytime, and the customization, while not that deep, has some variety and is quite easy to get. Well, the setting helps in making the game cinematic. That moment, when a big push ensues, and you can hear the war cries of the knights, is truly amazing. Is like a good kind of chaotic. Chaotic good. Here is a clip of the battle between the leaders of Agatha and Mason. I was finding out how to get up there while they were insulting each other. Really cinematic. Well, there also are some bad parts. The server issues are quite noticeable sometimes, with lag spikes and some disconnects. Even if the community as a whole is not that toxic, chat can get quite intense. Another huge point would be that there are not that many game modes, but if you only want to bonk with a stick, it will be good enough. There is also the elephant in my room. Some may call this a dead game since this year it was announced that the game will no longer receive content updates. But I do believe that this is not that much of a bad thing, and we should enjoy the game as it is. New content is not always required, and a game dying doesn't have to be that much of a bad thing because we get to wait for the next, hopefully, better version of its genre. And apparently, the developers have hope for a third installment in the saga. That said, if you want to try it out, I have some quick tips for you. 1. Respect initiative. This is a whole thing, but have in mind who is attacking you and at what speed. After blocking, they will have a really small time advantage. Some weapons can challenge this, but don't get too cocky about it. 2. Don't hold block and don't spam. It drains stamina and makes you predictable. Plus, if you don't have it, you can get disarmed or de-armed. 3. Choose a class with mind. I'm aware it is a monkey no-brain kind of game, but there are weapon stats like speed, damage, and bonus penetration that affect how your bonk stick will work. 4. Strategize. Learn how to use counters, power attacks, feints for unpredictability, dodges for distance, prone against head slashes, small jabs for distracted or against slow weapons, and kicks for prolonged blocks. Imagine it is like rock, paper, and scissors. Secret tip, you can throw poop. Well, I guess that's all. I would love to hear about your experience in the game though. It's always really fun to hear about it from another perspective. ARSON.